Guys, it's Elizabeth from Elizabeth Books, and I'm here today to do my mid-May wrap-up. I can't believe half of May is already over. What the heck? But I read a lot of books in this half of May, so let's get started talking about them. So first I read Top 8 by Katie Finn, which is Morgan Matson's pen name, and I actually thought it was pretty cute. It was pretty young. It's about a girl who goes on vacation, and when she comes back she finds out her it's basically her MySpace profile got hacked, and so her friends aren't friends with her anymore, and her boyfriend breaks up with her, and it's just her trying to figure out who would hack her and why. And it was pretty predictable at times, but I still really enjoyed it, and I thought it was cute. But it's a series, and I'm not gonna read more of it, but I think I'll try to read other books by her as Katie Finn, because I did enjoy this, even though it was for it was definitely for preteens more than teens or older kids, but it was still really cute. Then I read At First Sight by Nicholas Sparks, and this one was okay. I just don't think I'm a Nicholas Sparks fan too much. The whole story was pretty boring and slow, and then the ending made me really upset. I felt like I wasted my time reading this book. And so out of his books, I wouldn't really recommend this one. It angered me. Next I read Assignment vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I read that one for my challenge from Catty-tastic. It's a TBR challenge, and every month is a different reading challenge, and this month's was read an author you've never read before, so I read her, and I think I read some other ones too this month, but I picked that one specifically in my TBR video. But I really enjoyed it. It's about a boy who's gay and gets blackmailed by another boy to help him date a girl, or he'll tell the school he's gay, and it's just a really, really good contemporary. I've read some really bad contemporaries lately, so that one was a really good one, and I really enjoyed it, and I actually want to own it. I borrowed it from my friend Ashley at Tea Leaves and Bookbindings, and I think I need my own copy whenever I want to reread it, because it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Next I read Artichoke's Heart by Suzanne Suppley, and I actually didn't really enjoy this. It's about a girl who is plus size, and it's basically just that. She's trying to lose weight, but she does it in very unhealthy measures. She eats spoiled tuna and pukes, and she just drinks diet drinks and exercises a lot and has so it's not very healthy, and then it didn't really morally end well or anything. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of it. They said things in it that were really weird. She ate Reese's and she called them Diet Reese's, and they were the miniature Reese's. I don't know. It was just strange. And I felt like it was very damaging. If I was a young girl and I read this, I would think I was fat. This goes on about how she's ugly and fat and gross, and I just felt like this is very damaging. I was I'm glad I'm an adult and don't really care anymore. But yeah, if I read this when I was younger, I would be oh my god, I'm fat and gross, because she thinks I don't know. It was not very good. Not a very good read. And then I read Sticky Fingers by Nikki Burnham, which was pretty cute. I gave it 3 stars. It's about a girl who was trying to get into an Ivy League school, and she gets in and her boyfriend doesn't, so it's kind of how their relationship goes with that. And her friend is also a shoplifter. She steals things, and so that's kind of why it's called Sticky Fingers, because she has sticky fingers and she steals things. But there's a scene towards the end that I was really not okay with, and I don't know. It changed the whole thing up for me. It just wasn't very good. I don't think I would recommend this. No. Then I read An Abundance of Catherines by John Green. I'd only read this book once when I was 12, 13, and I know I did enjoy it, so I wasn't really looking forward to rereading it, but I saw it at the bookstore and it was pretty good to condition, so I was oh, I guess I'll just pick it up, and if I don't like it, I'll just send it back to the bookstore. And I actually really, 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 really liked it. It's probably my favorite John Green book now. rereading it. Isn't that weird? Like, I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was funny. I really liked the characters. I loved his best friend. I thought he was hilarious. So maybe when I was younger, I didn't like the humor in it. I don't really remember it. Like, I don't remember anything about it when I was younger, except I remember he dated a lot of girls named Catherine, which is, he does. He dates a lot of girls named Catherine. Boy genius. Has a mental breakdown when all his Catherines break up with him, and he meets a girl not named Catherine. Very good. I liked it. From the library, I borrowed The Infinite Moment of Us by Lauren Miracle, and oh my god, this is so bad! This is horrible. Horrible. For one, I don't know how this is sold in the young adult section, because this had more graphic sex and talking about sex than like any new adult I've read. It was, yeah, it was bad. And how they talked about sex was like really weird and bad, and just calling each other baby when they just started dating, and like just talking very inappropriately to each other's friends about sex lives and not to each other, and it was just bad, and I did not enjoy it at all. No. So glad I borrowed it from the library, because I was going to buy it and I didn't even know what it was about. I just like loved the cover. Oh my god, I'm so glad I didn't get it, or I would have been so sad. Next, I read The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. I borrowed this one from the library, and I really didn't like this one either. It's about a girl who is supposed to get married, and instead she runs away and lives in like a cottage with her like maid, and assassins sent after her, and the prince is sent after her. I found it very obvious who was who, like right when they introduced them, and then halfway through you find out, so then the other half is just her like being kidnapped by the assassin. It was really boring. And it's a series. No thank you. I don't care. Next I read The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John Boyne, and I really liked this book. I looked up a lot of like Goodreads reviews on it, and they all gave it like 1 star and they hated it, and I don't know why, because I thought it was really good. It's about a boy who's 9, and it's in Nazi Germany, and his dad is a Nazi, and they move to the Auschwitz camp, and they can see it from like the distance, and they live in a house, and it's just about him going on adventures, and he meets a boy from the other side of the fence, and they become really good friends, and it's just has a horribly sad ending. And a lot of people said they didn't like it because the boy was too naive, and like they thought the author wrote this book because he thought kids were stupid and stuff, and I was like, no. If you're 9 years old and your parents don't tell you anything, and like you're sheltered and you don't, like, you're not gonna know things that were going on around you. When I was 9, I didn't know about bad things in the world. Like, it's true. Like, if you are a child and you are not told your father does bad things or you're in a bad situation, like, you're not gonna know. And so they just wrote the, like, all their reviews were just so negative about how the author wrote this, like, thinking children were dumb and children aren't that dumb and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but kids are dumb if you don't tell them things, like, I believe. So I thought it was like really accurate, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it says on the back, you'll go on a journey with a 9-year-old boy named Bruno, though this isn't a book for 9-year-olds. See, this isn't even a children's book. This is like for adults, and they were going on about how it was a children's book, and we think children are, I don't know, made me so mad. It's not a children's book. It's really good. It's really sad. Then I read The Wedding by Nicholas Sparks, and this is like the sequel to The Notebook, sort of. It's the future, and Noah is in a nursing home and stuff, and it's about Noah's daughter Jane and her husband Wilson, and it's told in Wilson's point of view, and it's about how he forgets his wife's anniversary, like her, I think their 29th anniversary, just completely forgets. So the wife thinks like he doesn't love her, and she's like questioning their relationship, and so it's about him trying to become a better husband. And their daughter is going to get married on their anniversary, so it's about them planning her wedding, and there's some twists in it. And I mean, I enjoyed it more than First Sight, but it still wasn't that good. My Kindle I borrowed I'll Meet You There by Heather Demetrios, and I disliked it so much. It's about a girl who is trying to go to college, and she works at a motel, and her kind of boy she liked, who was in the Marines, comes back because he lost his leg, and it's about them like reconnecting. But I hated everything to do with the girl's logic and the boy, and I just hated them. I hated their friends. I hated her mom. Like, everything was horrible. I just didn't really like it, and I'm glad I borrowed it because I thought I would enjoy it a lot, because a lot of people have talked about it and they say they really like it, but I honestly didn't like anything about it at all. And then I read My Heart and Other Black Holes by Jasmine Warga. I borrowed that from the library on my Kindle, and I liked it more than I'll Meet You There, but I still didn't really like it. It was just kind of boring to me, and it was way too short. It's about a girl who wants to commit suicide, and she goes on an online forum and meets a boy in her area who also wants to commit suicide, and they meet up to become like suicide buddies to help each other commit suicide. But then they become friends. But it was it was like 100 pages too short. Like, I bet she only got approved for like a 300-page book or something. But what she was dealing with in her subject, like, it needed to be longer, and it needed more details, and it was too rushed, and I didn't enjoy it. It made me sad. Everything That Makes You by Mariah McStay, and I got this in my April Owl Crate box. I actually enjoyed it a lot. It's about a girl named Fiona, and then alternating chapters, and her name is Fee, and it's kind of like when she was 5, she got scarred by oil, and it burned like half of her face. So the Fiona chapters are her life normally, and then Fee chapters are like what her life would have been like if she hadn't got the scar. Like, the same in a lot of ways, but quite different in a lot of ways too. And I enjoyed both stories. I enjoyed both characters of the same girl. I think I liked Fiona more than Fee, but I liked them both. And it's just kind of like how her friend when she's Fiona isn't her friend when she's Fee. A boy that she likes when she's Fee and is like her best friend doesn't really like her when she's Fiona. You know, just that kind of stuff. Her brother is like slightly different. The boy she dated is slightly different. And so it was pretty like similar but still different, and I enjoyed it. I think I would reread it. Then from the library I read Out of the Easy by Ruta Septizes, and I didn't know what this was about, but it like definitely wasn't what I thought it was about. It's about a girl who lives in the 1950s in like a prostitute house, basically. Like, her mom is a prostitute, and she's like grown up, with her mom, so she's lived there since she was like 5, and she works in a bookstore though with her friend Patrick, and she's trying to go to college, and she fails her friend's uncle because she saw him leaving the prostitute house, so she's like, hey, write me a letter of recommendation for college or I'll tell your wife where you were at. And so I really liked her. I thought she was a really strong character, and I really enjoyed her. It was just the story wasn't like the best, but it was still pretty entertaining and good, and overall I gave it a 4 stars. And finally, in this first half of May, I read Brave and Rise, which is the Pendragon book number 9 by DJ McCall. Very solid book in the series. I think I enjoyed it a lot more than the last one, and I'm really excited to finish the series and get to the 10th one. But yeah, guys, those were the books I read in this half of May. What are some good books you've read so far in May? Let me know below, and thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, guys!